Very good. So, Baruch Hashem, we're back to our class together. Missed these days. We are on volume 4, page 405. We spoke in the morning about the opinion of the Rashba regarding the hot water. If you remember, we said that the hot water, according to Rabbi Badi Yosef, it is allowed to be opened. It's just not the best to, but it's Mikar Adin allowed. With a tank, the hot water that has a tank. David John, welcome back. What's the reason hot water is allowed to? So Rabbi Badi Yosef says, because we have one of the opinions to combine is the opinion of the Rashba. The Rashba said that the whole concept of Pasik Reshe, the issue is that, listen, you're taking the hot water, the cold water goes inside, and you're going to cook it in the cold water. So says Rabbi Yosef, we have one of the very important rabbis in the world called Rashba. That he tells us the whole concept of Pasik Reshe is only an issue whenever the chicken's head is being taken off from the chicken. So the head of the chicken and the body of the chicken is one thing. But whenever you're taking the chicken's, whenever you are closing the door, when you have a deer inside the house, so then you are closing the door, not because of the deer, you're closing the door because you don't want any problems at night. Right? That's the reason you're closing the door. Right. So the closing of the door, you're not intending in order to trap the deer, Rabbi John, but it's for sure to happen. Pasik Reshe, it's true. Right. Why the concept of Pasik Reshe over here falls apart? So says the Rashba, because over here you're handling the door, and the deer over there gets trapped. Right. It's not the same item. Therefore, the concept of Pasik Reshe does not apply. Big leniency. This is a door opener to many cases. Remember, this Rashba is going to help you a lot in life.
But I still don't get it. It's the trap. The door is the trap.
So it says the concept of Pasik Reshe does not apply to something that is not in the same thing. Example, if I right now see the dog, or street dog, that is free to do whatever he wants, I feel bad for him. It's too cold outside. I want to cover him. But the way I'm going to cover him, with a blanket, I'm going to trap him. He will not be able to come out of this cover. Let's say it's a very heavy cover. So I am covering him be'emet in order to warm him up. But Pasik Reshe is, I am trapping the animal. He cannot walk out anymore, freely anymore. You tell the guy, Bechor, what are you doing? You're trapping the animal. Rabbi, my kavanah is to warm up the dog. I feel bad for him. It's so cold outside. He chas v'shalom can get sick. Medicaid doesn't cover the dog. Who is going to take care of him after? Bechor John, איפה אתה? מרצדס פשימו ביורד. את ה-BMW. Зачем? Что побыстрее заходили.
Завтра будет 70 лет.
Окей.
Потом опять 50.
Birshut.
Estate.
See, that's how I know how to deal with it. Okay, Yaakov Bejon. If so, Rabbi Yosef says, this opinion of the Rashba is regarding the laws of trapping. Trapping is the Oraita or the Rabbanan? Amir, where it says don't trap? In Torah or in the Rabbanan? Torah. One of the 39 laws. Right. So if for Torah law, Rashba is telling you, no problem. You can close the door knowing the deer is going to get trapped. Why is it allowed?
Because you doesn't trap right now.
That's not the answer. It is trapped right now.
Is it still free?
It's too separate.
Your intention to close the door.
But Pasik Reshe, Joe? What happened to Pasik Reshe?
Consecration is not your intention. Your intention to close the door, nobody comes.
I cut off the chicken's head. I don't intend to kill it.
No,
I intend to give the head to the baby to play with.
The chicken you do it is right now.
That's not the word right now.
The
same, that's the word.
The same.
You understand? Because the trapping of the deer is also right now.
Yeah.
It's just not on the same item.
Oh.
I don't get it, Rabbi. If you cut off a chicken's head, the person who's going to die.
True.
Even if it's not his kavan.
True.
That's one.
That's what the Gemara says. You cannot say it wasn't my kavana. You know it's going to happen. When do we say davar shenu mitkaven it's allowed? Even midrabanan, 100% allowed. When you don't intend for something, when it's not for sure to happen.
Okay.
But if I know for sure it's going to happen, you cannot justify your action saying, "Oh, it happened. I didn't intend for that." You know it's going to happen.
So over here, it's not happening on the same
Comes the Rashba and says, even if when something you know it's going to happen, it'll be still allowed. How? When it's not in the same thing. Because the example the Gemara gave us is chicken head. Pasik, reshe. Karov, the head. Pasik in Hebrew means karov, in Aramaic. Reshe means the head of. That's the literal translation of this concept. Pasik,
Yeah.
reshe.
Wow.
Karov, its head.
That's fresh.
I never knew.
Yeah. So that's in the same item. However, the deer and the door, it's not in the same item.
It's separate items.
Says Ravadia, take that concept now and plug it into the water heater. Brachadili, not on recording, Bechor. How are you going to send it to your babulia saying it's allowed?
How's it
To tell
on
babulia it's allowed.
how's it on the hot water heater with this concept?
So now, says Ravadia, you opening the hot water faucet in your house. Where is the cold water goes into the hot water and gets cooked and all the story happens? In the boiler. It's not in the same item.
It's the same water.
True. It's the same house. For the sake of the deer also. But we don't look at that. We'll look at what happened. The deer got trapped while the door was closed. Deer is there.
Also,
Door is here.
Open the faucet here, another
Ah, Meir
faucet
Joe.
opens up.
Meir is chametz free, Rabotai. I still see on him. He's still chametz free, Meir. Nachon or no? That's what I meant. Birshut Morai v'Rabotai.
Mayim.
Yeah, Meir, there's one there.
What?
Cold water if you want. I know, next to David. David always thinks about somebody else. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nihiya bidvaro.
So over here, the item first is you open this faucet, another faucet opens up. Separate faucet.
Exactly. Another system somewhere in the building, in the house, gets turned on. So that's, according to the Rashba, not a problem of Pasik Reshe. Then we spoke about the sixth point was the heating. Does heating the cold water to its boiling point works in his favor? If you remember in the morning, Yaakov, we learned cooking on Shabbat of water. It's not when I take cold water, I put it on the plata, and I take it after a minute off. Did I cook on Shabbat? So how long I have to keep the cold water on the hot plate? Oh, so some opinion says like you're saying yat soledet bo. Neri, another opinion says when it only gets to bubbling point, boiling point, which is not scalding. Scalding is 130 already. It's very hot. Cannot touch it.
What did he say?
Boiling, sure.
The second opinion says boiling point, 212.
Okay. That's cool.
It's very, very hot. Extremely hot. Now, if you guys know what's normal heat that you shower, the like shower, hot shower.
67.
No.
9.
No.
8.
I'll Google it. What is that's the number? I think 95.
Yeah, but 995.
95, 93, 95, I think that's the number.
Yeah.
The hot shower people take.
I would
Not
say-
warm, hot.
I would say 90.
What number? 105. Wow. 105. Now your boiler, Bechor, do you know what number it's set up for? At least 120.
Yeah.
At least.
Is that very hot?
So do you want the cold water to go inside the hot water and get to 120 degrees? You're gonna get yourself, Habibi.
It's against your favor.
You're gonna get blisters.
That's why you.
Yazozim Yeshua Bakash.
That's why we also turn on the cold water with it.
Right.
To make it,
Exactly. So the comes out that the cold water that goes inside the hot water, Rabbi, it gets cooked. Right. That's called melacha. It happens. She'ena tzericha
Leguf.
legufa. The melacha happens, like Bechor spoke about in the morning. A person, Bechor, goes outside and he sees a burning coals. Shto shu, he made it to Netz Minyan. Bli ayin hara, tfu, tfu, tfu.
Wow.
As he's coming Netz Minyan, he sees somebody yesterday night did shashlik and he flipped the mangal ushol.
That happens
He didn't turn off the burning coals. Bechor says he has a chai with him, and he wants to pour on the coals. Zo chalifati, temurati, kaparati. This chai is gonna go letzedakah, ואני אכנס לחיים טובים ושלום.
Mutar.
Bechor, can you do such a thing or no?
Mutar.
Why is you allowed, Bechor?
Because he's I don't benefit from that. And plus, it's dangerous for somebody.
Now, what dangerous guftit?
No.
Sachar guftam dangerous na goy. Harmful goy.
Check.
Harmful.
Harmful.
Это не опасно, а это вредно. Right. So, turning off a fire on Shabbat, it could be doraita. In doraita, you can only break when there is life risk. Here, there's no life risk. It's only harm. Vred. It's not opasna. People are gonna die from it. So why we allow you to turn it off?
Кто-то может обжечься?
Обжечься, it's not gonna die. Обжечься is very bad, but it's not gonna die.
Все равно неприятно.
True. But that injury is not the oraita, it's not a life risk, not gonna die. So why we allow you to turn it off? So says the Gemara, because you're turning off, you're not gonna use that. How they used to make coals back in the day, do you know? And today also, how they make people make coals, you know?
Burn the wood.
They burn the wood and they turn off the fire. The steam of the burning wood dries out the woods, takes out all the liquid, and then you have coals.
Еще раз. Что это криво?
I have to look at you, I understood. They make the wood, make fire, and then they turn off the fire. Before the fire burns everything, they turn off the fire.
Okay.
This is what makes wood into coals. To do that on Shabbat is sur deoraita. Because they're turning off for a beneficial purpose.
Yeah.
That's called melacha. Tzricha legufa, you benefit from it. Tzarich, you need it. What happens whenever you're turning it off? Alo tzarich legufa, I don't need it. That turning off, it's not in my favor. I will leave it over there and continue on my way. What level of isur is that? Melacha, lo tzarich legufa. Only asur midirabanan. So says Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, the whole business of this cold water goes into the hot water in the system. It happens. So to the turning off, it happens. But it happens in your favor? No, because the number of the temperature is going to go to 120 Fahrenheit. You don't need 120 Fahrenheit to touch your body. You don't need 120 Fahrenheit to touch your fingers when you wash dishes. It's too hot. So therefore the cooking happens, but it's not in your favor. So it's called melacha. Lo tzricha legufa. If you have a melacha that you don't need the end result for it, is not in your favor, the violation from Torah that drops down to violation level, Rabbanan. So the whole balagan that people discuss is back and forth. On which level are we dealing with? The Rabbanan level. So therefore all those discussions on Safek, the Rabbanan. What's the rule when you have a doubt on the Rabbanan? Safek, the Rabbanan, lekula. Grama concept, Pasik Reshe concept, Baal Aruch concept, Rashba concept, all those concepts of everybody attack it from all possible directions to allow it.
Doesn't matter how big your tank is, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a tank.
Ask Bechor, let's see if he's going to answer.
What about
Shas, he had a question, подожди, step by step.
День. Если там сразу вода нагревается, выходит нельзя. А если там тейк, можно.
No, it doesn't matter the size and any size.
Any size.
Any size.
You know why I told you to ask him? Because in the morning he asked me this.
Yom Tov,
Yes, Yaakov, Joe.
you doing fire, right? Уголь. Вы хотите добавить, и вдруг вот это сгорело, его потушить можно? Вот это, от этого идет вот эта картонка, она сгорела.
Got on fire.
Ah, no,
Что
Joe.
нужно делать в это время? Он горит.
Can you take it out the fire or no?
Можно его потушить?
What do you want to turn off? The bag?
The bag, the
Бэк,
bag.
он
The bag
случайно
won't fire.
загорелся. и
And
фаер пошел.
and what do you want? Why you want to turn it off? For what reason?
Reason, он уже горит,
And what? Chai, let it горит. What's the problem?
но все внутри будет сгореть.
Chai, сгорит, и потом что?
Там же уголь.
А потом что станет? What's the problem?
Все станет, все
Is
сгорит.
there danger?
Danger.
Oh, danger.
Да?
Okay, if danger, you have to turn it off.
Можно, да?
If there is a danger.
Danger, да.
Not danger of losing $50 on that bag. Danger of burning on fire.
Дом, что-то полетит, там что-то будет.
If there is a real danger, you could turn it off.
Можно, да?
Yeah. Okay, very good. Next.
Еще ветер сильный был. Понимаете?
Yeah. If there is a real danger, you're right. You can turn it off. Not only you could, you must.
You must.
Because you live in Queens, all the houses are next to each other. Has v'shalom, one house has problem.
Да, может все сгореть.
Very, very wild. Look what happened in California. Las Vegas, where is that place? California. California style. Big Cali style.
Because
Acres of acres of acres of acres. Not crazy. So, that's the 6th point. 7th point. What is the law regarding turning on gas or electrical fire? There's such a word, of a water heater.
Electrical range, like stove. I mean.
Let's see. What is the law regarding turning on the gas or electric
Stove, like a range.
or electric
Yes. So
or
it's
electrical? How should I say?
electrical range or stove.
Now, David, what do you say?
Cook or
What is the law regarding turning on the gas or electrical of the water heater
Electrical appliances, ignorant.
or electrical element maybe?
What are you referring to? A stove?
No, of the water heater.
so yes, some of them are electric, some of them are gas.
Electrical,
Hot water heater.
electric,
Electrical hot
Element?
water heater.
Electrical.
Electrical.
Element.
electric.
Electrical element.
No, I think it's gas or electrical hot water heater.
Shashas, but you know it's David Habib. You know how many books he wrote. Or electric element of a water heater.
I don't think you need to say element.
Electric water heater or electric element of the water heater. Electric
Element
water
is
heater.
extra word.
No, because people ask Rabbi John, you're only speaking about the cold water goes into the hot water. What about the gas? The fire goes on.
In construction, they say, give me an electrical hot water heater. No element. Is your hot water heater electrical or gas? There's no element. So I have. Do you have
Or
gas?
electric water heater.
They ask you, do you in your house do you have gas or
Pagay
electric?
fata. Okay, so I'm gonna erase that.
Do you have
Or
gas?
electric water heater.
Do you have gas or electric
לא
hot
שלחת
water
לי.
heater?
צריך להקליט את זה.
כן? אתה יכול לעשות?
אשתי יכולה לעשות.
The very important one.
Do you have gas or electric hot water heater?
On it at Chol HaMoed, somebody sent me a lecture of 5-7 minutes of Lev Levav, speaking about how important it is for people to give tzedakah for yeshivot. Lev Levav speaking. Very beautiful. Russian.
Что говорит?
I want to send it to all people so they understand the value of what they're doing from such a high level person.
So he got rich because of the giving him helping the yeshiva.
He's saying that people making money thinking I'm going to live for my children. Says if your children are with mazal, even if you're going to leave them with $10,000, they're going to turn into $1 billion. And if he says they have no mazal, even if you're going to leave them $1 billion, they're going to turn into $10,000. So you leave your money too.
That's not true though.
100% true. You know, he's saying it as is.
Мазал, если есть, он богатый станет. Если нету,
Ask yourself, how many people came to America with no money, and Baruch Hashem today they're well.
everybody.
And
can
if
go
people have no mazal, they come with money and they have nothing.
What if they come with money and they still don't have money?
That's what I'm saying. Some people have that.
Yeah.
So people are saving. Rabbi Beki, I'll buy another house for my child tomorrow, and another thing for my child tomorrow. And if your child was supposed to get his mazal, let him earn it himself.
Rabbi, those people who are saving money for the child to buy a house, they give him to yeshiva also. They have money.
So they're supposed to give more, he says. That's his lecture, was very beautiful. It touched me very much. He explains like a lot of the, things over there.
To them, many people giving to yeshiva.
На русском говорит?
На русском. Очень сильно. Очень сильно. It's very good lecture. Speaks clear examples is very good.
Close to the roof.
But yeah, I'm waiting for the video to be. It's on Facebook. I don't have Facebook.
Okay.
And Facebook you can watch one time, second time Ritzveni Dayut. If I don't have Facebook, so when somebody sends you a link of
But how do
Facebook,
you find in Facebook?
Me too.
you can only get one view. Уже второй you don't have.
Ah, you have the link. The link, just send the link.
You
Send the link, but then that doesn't let you to read. If you have no account, it doesn't let you do it again and again. So send that. It's who knows? Maybe it's gonna end up in people's that they have ability to do, and they will do more better things with their money than what they think it's good. Okay, back to us. Number 8. It's number 7.
The guy that rich father and poor father is saying over there, if you want to be rich, you have to learn how to give. If the charity, if this is anything, you have to learn first how to give.
You listen to this. I'm telling you, Bechor. He gives nice mashalim. He speaks to our people. You know. I love it. I loved it.
А где найти это?
Он сейчас пошлет без записи. До завтра уже готово будет.
А как он пошлет, если у меня Facebook нет?
Он пошлет видео, some video. He's gonna take it from Facebook. Number 7. Regarding turning on the gas or the electricity, maybe. I think the element is the right word. The electrical element,
Electric water heater is fine. That's what you're referring
water,
to.
heater. It would be considered an inevitable consequence with 2 rabbinic prohibitions. Masir, monea, removing an obstacle, and the concern that one does not immediately light the gas, thus making it permitted. Now, people say, Rabbi, cold water goes into the hot, you're good. You explained why is it okay. Fine. What about the system goes on? The fire become big fire. Because right now he has to warm up another 2-3 gallons of water. Or 10 gallons, whatever he took out. So how are you going to deal with that? You're turning on a fire on Shabbat. Says Rav Ovadia, there is still a way to become lenient. Why? How did you turn on the system? Did you go and you turn it on? How did you turn on the fire?
No.
Huh? You open the hot water.
But we said it's
The
coming
cold
with
water goes inside. The thermostat the temperature changes. The thermostat realizes. Then after a few seconds, Shalom Al Israel, right? Right. So it takes time for it to react. So when something takes time to react, is it considered Doraita or down to the Rabbanan? Very good. So did you intend for the system to turn on, or did you intend for the hot water to come out? Hot water to come out. So it's pasik reshe in a grama because of the delay of the reaction. Second thing he says, if I will take the cold water in my hands and I will pour inside the hot water, actively, this is my action. How did in our case I let the cold water in? By pouring the hot water into the hot water? How did I let the cold water go inside the hot? By pouring it like that, or by removing of an obstacle, a blockage? Remember the guy that shoots the door before and you open it?
Removing the blockage.
And the guy behind you got shot? Did you kill the guy or no?
No.
Why not? He died.
I opened the door.
You opened the door. It's called in English, you removed an obstacle, removed the blockage. There's a blockage, you removed it.
But it's different temperature.
So now that's another reason, says Rav Ovadia, why is it not the Oraita? Rather it is the Rabbanan. Because Masir monea, removing of a blockage. So now we have Pasik Reshe into the Rabbanans. One, because of the delay, it's Gamma. Second, because of the obstacle, removing an obstacle concept is also going to be like Gamma. So Pasik Reshe in Grama, it's already allowed. Pasik Reshe in 2 Gramas, definitely it is allowed. So the people that said, Rabbi, the fire goes on. Why should it be allowed? When Rabbi Bar Yosef, when I start saying it long time ago about the hot water, rabbis called me, how did you tell the people it's allowed? I said, Rabbi Bar Yosef said it's allowed. Rabbi Bar only spoke about electrical. And you read, it talks about electrical, Chashmali. I said, listen, tell me the difference. Why electrical will be okay and the gas one will not be okay? Read the concepts that he allows the electrical and tell me how is the concept he applied here, which is also the Oraita, to turn on the electrical system and it's getting hot, it's asur d'oraita, right? Can I turn on a plata on Shabbat and get the plata on? Asur d'oraita or d'Rabbanan asur? Neri, are you with us? It's asur d'oraita or d'Rabbanan? Electrical plata turns on and gets hot. D'oraita or d'Rabbanan? D'oraita. So if that one is d'oraita, and still Rav Yosef allowed, it said clearly, tov le'achmir, better to be strict. What better to be strict means? That it's allowed. Rabbi, can I eat pig? Better to be strict. What does it mean? Would you say to somebody like this? No, Bechor. Rabbi, I'm in Aruba, I have nothing to eat. Or there is, I have what to eat. Can I eat pig, Rabbi? Are you going to tell him? It's better to be strict.
Kosher pig you can eat.
Are you going to tell him such a thing? Of course not. You're going to tell him asu. Your life is at risk. You're going to die? No, I'm not going to die. There's vegetables, there's fruits, there's other things alternatives I can survive on.
True.
You're not going to die? No. Are you going to say, better to be strict? Or are you going to say, no, you're not allowed to? Asu. So, done? Wait. That's it, Habibi. Rav Yosef says, electrical water heater, better to be strict. What does better to be strict means? But it's allowed. Just better to be strict. Achon, Neri, you agree?
Directly plugging it in?
No. I'm talking about the hot water heater.
Oh.
So it says, if the electrical water heater should have been asur midoraita because you are turning on a hot electricity, and still Rav Yosef says better to be strict based on the concept we follow. So why gas one will be any different?
That's fire. This is electric.
Oh, that's fire.
On electric, you say you have to be
The electric.
Better to be strict.
on electric.
Yeah. Bring, I'll show it to you. Chazon Ovadia Chelek Dalet.
I'm telling you, electric
Meir,
is working not
Meir, Chazon Ovadia over there.
The electric
You
is
see
not
Chazon
working
Ovadia
with the
Chelek
delay.
Dalet. It's the reason I told him, huh?
The electric is not working with delay.
All working delay because the sensor have to realize the change of temperature. That change of temperature until the cold comes in, it's already in. It doesn't turn on right away. It needs to realize the
Why
change.
is electric is
Open a 405, Taf Hey at Krot,
Electric
and
is
give it to
Rabbanan,
Neri.
Rabbi, how's can be?
No, Jonah, that's not true.
Right.
Turning on hot electricity is the
Hot.
Rabbanan. Hot, the
Turning
LED.
on. You're not turning on.
The system turns on.
System turns on.
Right. Вот это. 20-летним с ним сидишь в классе, не знаю, кто Нери. А он тебя знает как раба Нери. из-за этого. Да, read. At the end. 3 lines from the end of it, of that upper paragraph.
You're saying
אבל מים חשמלי, read.
טוב לך, אבל המים החמים שבתוך
בוילר חשמלי,
טוב להחמיר
טוב להחמיר.
שלא להשתמש בשבת.
טוב להחמיר. Better to be strict.
for what?
The electrical boiler system. So, what is tov le'achmir means? Better to be strict. What is better to be strict means? Letter of the law. It's allowed or no?
Yes, allowed.
It's allowed.
To use
Rabbi, my wife upsets me. Can I kill her? Better to be strict. Nobody's gonna say like this, right?
They have
Asu, what are you talking? Asu, what are you?
this samavar we said on Yom Tov, the samavar on Yom Tov, if the water is done, you're not allowed to put new water inside.
That's following Bechor Torah.
Yom Tov, you're allowed.
Yom Tov, you're allowed.
If you follow Bechor Torah,
It's already on.
I
Shabbat
forgot
is
my
a
wife, she
Shabbat
said
you
no,
can.
it's allowed.
Shabbat you cannot.
Shabbat, you
Shabbat
want.
the best.
Shabbat Asu. Jonam, Shabbat.
But it's electric, it's not hashma, it's not the gas.
Doesn't matter.
So I told her we allowed to drink from the big, the what do you call electric hashmal components inside
The cold water goes inside
yeah,
on Yom Tov.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So I told her, I forgot to, I told her we learned this, but I forgot.
No said. That's how we review. That's how we say, Rabbi, almost Mamin Chonimku.
Wait,
Review.
what was the case? What was this case?
He has a water, hot water, for chai, for coffee. He wants to earn. There is a cold water pipe goes inside the system. As it takes out the hot.
Put it like this.
I know. The system he has is this. He's talking about the shul probably, right? I know the shul. They had that. I saw it. So that cold water goes inside the system. and it cooks.
Bet Gabriel is так.
Many places stuck, but they have it Shabbat mode.
Там всегда у них добавляется.
True.
In Bet Gabriel, once it's empty, that's it. It shuts down.
Right.
No more water.
No, he's talking about. You're talking about. He's
Shabbat,
talking. Let me talk.
Once it empties, it's not coming in.
Ah,
He's talking about the one that they have downstairs in the big kitchen.
So both cases
Yes.
is allowed.
Ah, you
that's
saw it?
No, in Bet Gabriel, whatever
Right.
coffee section, on Shabbat they close the water. There's no water coming in.
Ah,
Once it empties
that's true.
out-
That's true. Yeah, I saw it.
Once it empties
Maybe
out,
they put a new system, but
That's
when
it.
I was there, I saw
on
it.
Yom Tov it comes. On Yom Tov they open
a lot
it
of
because
I'll tell you what happens on Yom Tov. The goy opens the valve. So Chagai is asking, why is this allowed? The cold water goes on Yom Tov into the system and turns it on. When you take the hot water for your chai coffee, the cold water goes inside and the system turns on.
That's okay, no?
Are you allowed to turn electricity on Yom Tov?
but you're not doing
Not
it that
allowed.
way.
So why is this allowed? That's his question.
So why is it allowed?
Answer,
Yeah.
answer, because an electricity on Yom Tov, even turn on a fire, it's not restricted by Torah.
Any day.
On Yom Tov. It's only restricted with the Rabbanan. Electricity is even more lighter than the real fire. So the way you're turning it on over here is by taking the hot water out. So it's Pasik Rashi in which level? The Rabbanan. The cold water goes inside. And how is it turned? Shai, let me finish. And how is the system turns on? Immediately? No, again, it goes through a delay. So it's Pasik Rashi on the Rabbanan on the Grama level. Pasik Rashi on Grama, even though right it's allowed. Here is on the Rabbanan, Siboli is allowed.
On Shabbat that's okay.
All done. You got it or no? Very good. On Shabbat, you will not be okay.
Why?
Because on Shabbat, to turn on the system, it's the right.
you're
So
not
why
doing
Rabbi Yosef over here says the hot water it is allowed over here?
Exactly.
Because over here, you're not in your favor that heat. When you make a coffee and chai, you
you
want the
need the-
coffee to be more than 120 degrees.
nice.
You don't want it to be cold. Otherwise, your Persian's not going to drink that chai.
Can I benefit from it if somebody did it? The goy, the
Hold
goy
on,
filled it
don't
up.
make balagan. Well, step at a time. You understood the difference
Yes,
between
yes.
Shabbat and Yom Tov?
Yes.
You understood the difference between the water heater and the water urn?
Yes.
Very good.
So
Now
you're
another
allowed
question.
to
Hagai
pour
was in
and
line.
You're allowed to take it from the.
Now another question Hagai has. Can I pour into a samavar that got empty on Yom Tov? I want to pour more cold water. Actively open the thing and put it inside.
Yes, because you can cook. No
Huh?
problem. You can cook. in your
Okay?
benefit.
So you say as far as cooking, the cold water gets cooked. Cooking is allowed.
No problem.
No problem. What about the igniting of the system?
That's not your. That's not your intention to do it right away.
Pasik Reshe, Johnny Khalfish.
That's an grama.
Very good. Why is it grama?
Right away, it takes a few seconds.
Very good. So now you know the concepts.
A few seconds because it takes few seconds.
That's right.
You got it or no?
Not all the samavars are like that, though.
All samavars on planet Earth that I saw,
I like that.
it takes delay for the sensor to realize it.
I have a question.
But why is it Shabbat, Yom Tov, regular day now? Special for Shabbat, not peace enough.
intellect.
So I'll tell you another thing. No business, no business. Every point we say, it's always debatable. The system they made, it should cover more opinions. People ask me, Rabbi, you tell everybody the hot water tank, it's allowed to be used. So why there is Shabbat hot water systems then? Hamish pool Hamish business, Rabbi, Hamish droch. The answer is, whatever we said that it's allowed, is it glad kosher allowed or is it better to be strict? What Rabbi Yosef says? Better to be strict. If you take that, so those systems that they sell for Shabbat usage for the hot water, they cover more opinions that you will be even more lenient to use them.
True.
You understand? Now, Rabbi, should I get those systems or sure, already allowed? Habibi, do you take the best matzah or do you take the one stakoi?
First matzah.
Lela said that, what did you eat, the circled matzah or the square matzah?
Soft matzah.
Huh?
Soft matzah.
But circled or the square machine one? Circled. Do you know, by letter of the law, you could have covered the mitzvah with the square one. Kasher. You can say bracha, ala chilat matzah, you need it. People ask me, he says, Babulia doesn't like the circle one. She loves the square ones. What do I do with her?
No problem.
Huh?
No problem.
Is it kasher? I said kasher. Is it the one you're going to eat, Rabbi? I said, no, I'm going to eat the circle one. Because I want to cover all opinions. I don't want to do things b'di'avad. But b'ikaradin, it's kasher, it's kasher.
Somebody sent me the video. And Shabbat, Samarkand, how's it doing? Matzah all day.
Yeah?
spiritual.
You found this video?
For the community.
Why?
Sorry, question. I was in line. So what if on Shabbat the guy filled up the urn?
Oh.
Can I benefit
Oh,
from
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Can I benefit from it?
Why not?
So bring us Masechet Shabbat, page 122. Bring it.
Masechet
In
Shabbat.
English.
I trust
No, don't trust me. Show
trust
read.
What was the question?
The boy filled up the urn.
I
It
know
was
that.
half on Shabbat.
On Shabbat.
I filled up the urn. I come back. I see it's full.
In English, bring it for him.
Can I benefit from it? I won't try. Can I benefit? Can I
Bring
benefit?
Masechet
For
Shabbat,
himself or
page
he-
122
For
for
himself also, but he's only one. The urn is like 40 liters.
Okay?
So it's a machlok.
So now the hot water I take out, cold water goes inside. What did we say? For shower and shower, wash the body
No problem.
after the mitzvah with the wife,
Right.
or wash the dishes, or wash the child, whatever it is.
Shower, just say shower.
No, I didn't say shower because shower is not allowed to for a separate decree. Even if you have a bucket that is detached from everything, no electricity, nothing involved, and a hot bucket I want
122.
pour in myself, it's a problem.
122.
Separate gezerah, yeah. Unless a person smells very bad and is suffering, nimor shijit, then he can shower. But you gotta be careful with the sponge. You gotta be careful with the
Only
beard,
Shabbat,
with
not
the
Yom
hair,
Tov.
and
Only
everything.
Shabbat, not Yom Tov.
холодной водой можно?
No, горячий, холодный вообще всегда можно.
Rabbi,
Всегда. But you gotta be careful with the squeezing.
Squeezing.
back in
Bechor has
the
to be careful with his hair in the head. You have to be careful with your beard.
Purpose for a mitzvah is also
back in the day, they did only once a week shower.
נכון?
Friday, that's it. The whole week they smell the same smell
Emet,
everywhere.
emet. What you said is true.
Today's everybody you cannot. I mean, my
Said
son
it.
is playing basketball. I need to change. I need to go shower. I cannot.
Bring Chazon Ovadia Meir. Bring second, volume 6. Bring it.
So Shabbat,
I believe it is
you
on
have
page.
to take shower.
Rabbi, there is no English for Shabbat.
Bring it. I found it. It's Pei Zayin Pechet
Hebrew,
over there.
Hebrew.
Especially in Miami and Israel.
Rob,
Yeah.
Very hot.
talking about the boiler, it's about 120 degrees. But then you're talking about when you open it, then it starts heating it. Which one were you talking about?
What are you talking about?
So when the boiler heats the water, it's 120 degrees.
Right.
But then when I put it to hot water, it takes a few seconds
Here,
to
read
get
to him
hot.
this.
Here, actually. The hot water doesn't come instantly. He says the hot water is already in the tank.
Here. אפילו אתה בפני נר אחד, בפניו, נר אחד נראה מה...
I think it changed the temperature.
That's what you're asking, yeah? Even if I'm in my basement, it still takes time to get there. It takes to have it come.
The water is still hot.
В этом галлоне стоит
You say it doesn't get heated on its way.
200
На.
литров воды стоит. уже
Hey,
пять.
read.
А,
Read.
Маешь?
Your shower story. Read on top. It's not hard. Very easy here. Read. Bechor, listen carefully.
מי שרגיל להתרחץ כל גופו מדי יום ביומו.
Translate. Translate. Amir is gonna not understand.
If a person is,
he got used to it to get shower every day, ואם לא יתרחץ בשבת, בכל גופו יצטער מאוד. If he's not gonna get shower on Shabbat and he's gonna be suffer,
Suffer a lot. מאוד.
מותר לו לרחוץ את כל הגוף,
אנא.
גם בשבת.
וואי.
He's allowed to he's allowed
וואי.
to get shower for whole body.
וואי.
גם בשבת, בימים שהחומו מערב שבת.
במים שהוא חם אומר שבת. In water that was heated before
But
Shabbat.
it's actual for our days today.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Today it's,
This
everybody
book was
can-
printed in our days.
Some people doing twice they shower.
No, so they allowed twice on Shabbat.
The water that was cooked before Shabbat, but right now that's an active.
If the showering, if they're suffering a lot without that, can't sit.
And also about
They allowed to shower.
about
But you gotta be careful with the shampoo, with the squeezing. Hot! Cold, what's the chiddush? Even if you're not suffering cold, you're allowed.
What's with the shampoo? What do you mean shampoo is liquid?
You gotta be careful with the squeezing.
Okay. But you said also
When people usually shower, what they do, if they have hair on the head, they go like this to squeeze the hair.
Didn't we say this?
When they have a beard, they go like this to squeeze the beard. When they have other hair on the body, they squeeze over there. You gotta be careful with all this.
you said if with the water was cooked before, but right now as you're using the water, it keeps it's constant cooking.
The cold water, the hot water you're using for the shower, it was cooked already.
Yeah, but the more water you the faster it's going.
The cold water that goes inside now, you're not showering with.
Also, it was already before.
Squeezing? Nemeshu? You're not allowed to.
39
39 laws.
The hair doesn't squeeze, no? We said that one?
Oh, very good.
Bottom line, if
אין סחיטה בשיער. I'm happy, Yaakov, you're saying it and you're laughing. Because some people saying it and they really mean it. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Şimdi size rabbi, I'm to get on that shoe.
Wait, so there's no squeezing by the hair then?
Huh?
There's no squeezing by the
So Gemara says there's no squeezing by the hair, but the poskim say that it's debatable. Means to say the right that there is no b'derabanan there is. So cover all opinions, we don't do it. We don't allow it to do it. But if a person uses shampoo while he's shampooing your hair, it's also going to squeeze. So the poskim say over here will say it's pasik yasher b'derabanan, and some say it's already allowed. So very exafek so can you allow it. But whenever you are purely doing it, intending to squeeze, that's you have no pasik yasher involved. You're intending to squeeze. So that you put yourself in that bad machlok, and therefore we don't allow.
So you would be allowed to shampoo
So if you take the towel and put it on top of your hair, just to get a shit.
Yeah.
You're not squeezing it.
Okay, Rabotai, we're gonna continue. You're gonna ask me a million of questions. No, Bazar style. Let's go. Shticha. That's it. I don't answer anymore. So, question is finished. Number 8. Now we're coming to number 8 concept. That is very important concept. The Meiri. If you guys remember this Meiri, we have done that, but we always have to review. And now we're also on camera, so you will remember. The Meiri introduced the concept of pasik reshe de kashele. Mutar, an inevitable consequence that causes difficulty or harm to an individual is permitted.
I thought we moved on to that.
So basically, the Gemara over there says that if a guy light a candle, you're allowed to benefit from it. Because the candle he lit for himself benefits the same way others. Ner echad, ner lame'ah. One person who reads next to that candle, or 100 people will benefit the candle. It's the same thing. But if a guy did cook something,
hot water,
whatever he cooked, hot water, whatever he cooked, this you're not allowed to benefit from it, even though he did it to himself. Gemara says, why not? It says because this is something that it is going to be reduced by giving to you a piece, part of that. And next time, say, oh, I didn't know you would like to have that also. Next time, he's going to intending to do for you also. So since of that extra next time intention, Chazal said, don't use it nowadays also, right now also. Not letting the guy think that next time do more from me because I will use it again. No, I'm not going to use any of it. Not today, not tomorrow. That's what the hot water, Rav Yosef says, based on this Gemara, will be a problem. So if the guy cooked the water on Shabbat for himself, Rav Yosef says it will be a problem to drink from
but
the
in
leftover.
this case, like this week, it was Shabbat to Yom Tov. So if the guy filled it up, so I have to wait for Shabbat to finish and then maybe give it half an hour into Yom Tov, because then that would have taken the guy that
Right.
long to cook it.
Right. I don't think it's half an hour. I think it's more than that.
Okay, so that's an hour. Even though he did it in Shabbat.
Yeah.
But I still give 1 hour, and then after 1
Yes.
hour I can take
Yes.
from that hot
Yes.
water.
Yeah, let's go back to Meiri. Now comes the Meiri and says, listen, I have a new chidush for you. What is that? There's pasik reshe that you're comfortable with. There's pasik reshe that you're not comfortable with. There is a pasik reshe third level that it's against you. That's not called lo nihale, that's called kashele. Vredna. You understood the difference or no, Bechor? Like this. You right now have a refrigerator light, right? The kitchen light is off totally. You cannot find nothing in the refrigerator. If the light is going to turn on the refrigerator, is it benefiting you?
Yes.
Of course, I can see nothing without that. Good. That's called pasik reshe number 1 level, that nichale, comfortable for you. Case number 2, the refrigerator light is on, but the kitchen light is also on.
The honey.
The one that right now you're going to open the door, that light benefits you? No. Does it harm you?
No.
Oh. That's second level.
But it helps a little.
Yeah.
Huh?
It does help something.
So it's a good point. When we say nihale means without I can manage. Third level says pasik reshe de kashele. The light is on in the refrigerator. the electricity in the kitchen is also on. And the electrical cost is very expensive. If I open the door and the light goes on, it's not, I don't care, go on, they'll go on. It's good. It's harmful to me. It's like I leave a light in the room and I've never used that light. 3 days a person went somewhere, this last Pesach, and he left all the lights in the house on. Does it pay as a loss or no?
Yes.
Yeah? How much loss are we talking about to be counted as harmful? Says halakha, even the price of an egg.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be extremely monetary loss.
Especially now.
Especially now that, not the egg cost, the electrical cost, the electricity cost. Этот Байден, мне сказали, сделали у нас это electrical cost. Байден. Поднял все цены на electricity, когда он был. So because of that, it doesn't have to be a big financial loss. You benefit or you lose? I lose. 1 cent you lose. I lose. Says Ravadia, listen to this concept, but let's go to point number 8. Сейчас, он подождет. The Meiri states that inevitable consequence, pasik yesheh, which is difficult for him, is permitted. In this case, there is no need for the cold water to be heated, as there is already a sufficient amount of hot water available. And the entry of the cold water into the heater actually cools the hot water. And it would be preferable not to have the cold water enter, but only to let the hot water out, as the entry of the cold causes the repeated heating expenses. When the cold goes inside, I have 80 gallons of hot water. Right now, another 20 gallons of cold water got in. What happened to the 80 gallons? Became cold. Became colder. And the result of that, what happens? All the 100 gallons right now is going to reheat. Another $2, $3, $5 at the end of the month. It's going to be expensive. So that's pasik reshe. I don't need it right now.
Not in the building.
Huh?
Not in the building.
Good point. In the building, you will not be able to use that. But maybe even in a building, that meter will be applicable in the building also. How? In the building, they agree to cover the expense of the electricity to a certain degree. If tomorrow they're going to see that the bill becomes too much, that they were taking into consideration, they'll raise your price. So eventually, it will possible harm you. You're right. At the moment, could be not. It's safek, if it is harmful or not. What happens when I have safek harm?
I don't think it's a thing. At the moment, it's not. They're not charging for it. They are all.
I thought buildings are lenient, no?
Huh? At the moment, you don't get the electrical bill neither in the home. You're going to get it at the end of the month. It's also tracks there. They can come up to a decision and say, listen, no more electricity covered by us or hot water covered by us. You're going to have to pay for it. Extra rent they're going to charge. Extra maintenance they're going to charge. Because it's all relative to whatever they assume the monthly expense will be. They know $10,000, 100 tenants, okay, $100 per tenant is not a big deal. We can take it. But if tomorrow the price become double, so they're not going to already agree to take that expense on them. So because there is extra usage and expense that is unneeded for me, I don't need it. Therefore, it will be allowed. Another reason why buildings is allowed, buildings are not based on one person usage. They have efficient tank water heater that it's based on pressure. That was in my building when I was in Forest Hills. Every tenant, he said, the Balabait over there told me, the guy working, he said, do you think every tenant is going to open the water over here, the system is going to turn on every single time? You know what? The system is going to burn down. There's 100 tenants over there. It's great. They want to. So I said, what they do, they make it pressure based. There's a range of how much water there's already in the pipe like this, comes out of the 3/4, 1 inch, like this pipe, goes up to all the floors to provide enough pressure of hot water to everybody. And there is a gauge over there. As she showed me, that whenever that gauge goes lower than a certain amount, then the water starts cooking. So anytime you open the water, you may be within the range still. So now it's safek if you are turning on the system. So it's safek pasik reshe, which equals to davar shano mitkaven. I don't know for sure to happen. Davar shano mitkaven. What do we learn? It is 100% allowed. So you don't need the meiri to allow it to you. You have somebody even bigger than that. The whole Gemara allows it to you without any arguments. Safek pasik reshe, because I'm opening right now. Maybe I'm still within the range. I don't know what's flying inside the basement over there with a water heater. So Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen.